it's Ben from the Parker Brothers and welcome back to another fishing vlog. Today you join me this week. I am at Todber Manor and I'm fishing Little Hayes. And if you haven't seen last week's video, guys, I was over in France and it was a hard session, but we got some footage of some absolute whackers. So if you haven't seen that video, go back over to the channel, and the thumbnail has got 0 on it. But what I will say is, guys, before we start this video, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward, and hopefully I can bring you a banger. I'm here for the next 48 hours. I'm looking forward to it. The lake's pretty heaving now. This morning when I turned up, I was one of the first on the gate, and there's a few around the lake now, to be brutally honest with me. There's a gentleman in front of me and pretty much every peg now is full. But I'm on a sort of an island swim, so I've got like a bit of island of fish, and I've also seen a fish when I got here, so hence why I'm in this swim. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you on my journey over the next 48 hours, and like I said, hopefully I can bring you an absolute banger. I'll see you in a bit. So I'm heading fishing tomorrow, guys, and what I do is, and this is something I do autumn, I wash out my baits. So this morning I got the baits and I filled up the buckets just over brim, and they've been soaking all day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the water in a minute. Some people will say that's ludicrous, and I've done that at both baits. Yeah, some people will say, no, you've got to use the water. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain the water on both of these in a second, and I'll show you exactly what I'm going to do. Right, so there it is. I've just drained them. They're sort of semi-soft, which is exactly what I wanted, really. I don't want them too soft, I want them sort of semi-soft, so that's where they're at. They're a little bit spongy, which is perfect. Like I said, that's exactly how I want them. So what I'm going to do is now, so obviously you're probably seeing this a little bit different on the website, guys. It's got all the pretty stickers on, but obviously when I'm in the factory, I'll just take the leftovers. So this is the fish one, so I'm going to add the sauce fish into that one. In fact, I'm going to just take that off so I can get a little bit more in. I have shaken this prior to starting the video as well, guys, so I'm going to put that in there like so, and I'm going to do the same. And this is the nut one again for the nut, so I'm going to do the same, squeeze it in there till I'm happy with it. Now next thing is obviously I'm going to get my hands dirty with one. This one here, I'm going to mix them in like so it glazes all the baits. You don't want too much, but I want enough so it gets sticky, so when I add the magic dust in a second it sticks to the bait, and again that will make complete sense in a second. So again, I want them, and then I'm going to go on the hands with this one like so, and again you're going to get something that looks like that. So they've all got an even glaze on them. So I don't know if you can see that, guys, on there. Happy days. So that's that. So next thing for me is again the magic dust. Obviously you normally see in a slightly different form, in a nice posh magic dust tub with the sprinkler on the top. I've just put some in bags, because again I had some left over, so I'm just going to get, that's enough for that one. I don't want to, in fact I'm going to go a little bit more. I'm not too crazy, and then I'm going to do the same. And this is the magic dust, the OG fish. 1, 2, just enough. Don't need to go crazy. There's pure extracts in this, so various different food particles that flow all up and down the levels of the water column. So that's then mixed in there, like so. So if I get that out, and you can get the camera up there, John. So as you can see, they've all got a nice coating on. So over the duration of, well, till I get there tomorrow, that will all pull into the bait overnight. So they'll be absolutely stinking on the bottom. And again, I'm going to get my hands in here with these ones, and you'll find they look so good. Look at them. So again, covered in millions of different food particles there. So when it hits the bottom, it breaks down, it halos around the boat. You've got bits flicking up. It's an absolute game changer. Happy days. McDonald's. Right, so we got those ketchups and another one. So no dinner last night, flatbread in there. I was editing till early hours, and then obviously back out on the road again. Excuse the terrible video in there, but that's a McMuffin in there and all. And a coffee. So, little fishing breakfast to keep me going for the rest of the day. Let's head to Todber Manor. Saw a fish show there on the first peg. That's my car up there. I seen a guy fish this peg in the summer and he was hauling down in this bay because that peg there can't get to the bay, so I can get him in my waders there and cast down, which is what that guy was doing before. That's definitely an option. So I'm definitely swaying towards this peg for that reason, that obviously I've seen you fish there already, so that's a good sign. Right, but that's sealed the deal. I've been watching the water for the duration of the last sort of maybe half an hour, and I've seen a fish show just there, clear as day, come out of the water. So I'm going to go and get my rods, and I'm going to set up in that one, and I'm going to fish just off the island. I was going to go over here, but I think it's definitely a no-brainer to jump in that peg there. Let's go and get the gear. So that's pretty much all the stuff down at the swim, but first thing I'm going to do before I do anything, I'm going to probably put about 40 baits of each. So you've got the OG fish, OG fruit and nut, and where I saw the fish show just over here, there's a gentleman fishing over here, but I'm going to try and put a little bit of bait with a catapult and just flick it just across that bank over there, just to entice him to drop down, so then I can put my rigs out there and hopefully nail one. Let's get some of this out. Happy days. So I turned up about 7:30 this morning. I was standing in this swim for about 20 minutes, and I slowly walked up here, and I eventually got to this swim. So when I got in this swim, first thing I do, even before I get a bucket or anything, is just like to watch the water, try and find the fish. This time of year it's hard enough as it is, but if you can find the fish, sometimes you're onto a winner. So I was standing in this peg looking out, and I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but a common come up about here. It was a good 20 as well, come straight up about 2 foot off the bank and showed itself, and it was very obvious. Since I've been here, I've seen one here, one show here, and also one show over here, so that's a good sign. That's 3 fish I've seen in the zone, on the dance floor if you like. So at the moment I've got right hand rod on the fish that I showed on a single with a tiny little bag. Middle rod is against the island, which is just over here, okay, and it's about 2 foot off, and then the same again with that one. The left hand rod's a little bit closer, and I've also probably put about 150 baits just down here on the margin. Last time we come in, we done a video again, guys. If you haven't seen that video, jump over to the channel. But we were fishing the opposite side, and T was actually in the peg the other side of this island, and he was fishing the margins. You know, they're absolutely beautiful linear, and what I try and do is I try and find the footage of that, guys, if I can. If not, I apologise, but hence why I'm going to fish one on the margin. There's something not to be neglected here at Little Hayes. So that's where I am. I'm absolutely knackered, so I'm going to try and have a little hour power nap. I know you're probably thinking that's ludicrous, but I have been up, and I was editing the French video from last week all night, and I'm absolutely knackered. I didn't finish till early hours. And like I said, I was on here first light. I've probably been up since about 4:30, so I haven't had much sleep. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know what the peg is, maybe peg 2. That's my setup. Fingers crossed. Let's have a nap. It's proper gnarly out there at the moment. Big black sky, and then the sun's right up. It's beautiful out there. The wind's sort of chopping across, but that fish I saw, what I'd done is, like I said, I reeled it back in, right hand rod, And what I've been doing, I've been playing about with the fruit and nut magic dust, and then adding the new fruit and nut sauce to it, mixing it together, and then putting in little sticks, and then putting a hook in it basically, because I know it's not going to jar on anything because it's so fine. Little bit of foam on the hook, and what I've done is I've just free casted it straight over, and I've got it absolutely perfect. And it's funny because my foam's just popped up, it was like on point. It's like that far off, and probably that far off, 6 inches to a foot of where the fish showed. So with the sauce at the bottom with the magic dust, so that's going to get, as it breaks down, it will pop up, and hopefully with the liquid food sauce, it pulls them fish down, and basically all I'm fishing a tiny little pop up on top of it, so when it comes down, it's just going to be one suck. It's going to take it all in, and because the baits are so small, it goes straight up in, and it's just game over. So hopefully I nick one, but I'm going to sit back now, and hopefully this wind doesn't push him off. So it's 1 o'clock now. I just topped up with some fruit and nut over this spot, probably about another 50-60 baits. But what I have got is a load of OG fish chops. I've got probably 5 kilo of that, so I might get the spod rod out later if they do start feeding, and I can then fill in this section where I've seen the fish. So time for a rechuck, and that's where I'm at. So that's the magic dust and the sauce mixed together. It goes to a lovely consistency. Then you get them in bags, little mesh bags, and that is a fruit and nut bottom bait there with a little pink topper on the top there. So little boom, generic setup. Let's get this one out. Happy days. So I got it wrong. This is the fish one with a little topper, and that's the fruit and nut. That one, the fruit and nut one there. Right, let's get these both out. Right, well that's me set for the night, I think. So that margin rod, in the end, I've moved so I had 3 set up in front of me, so I've moved the right hand rod over to the left to get it nice and tight to the reeds, and I've just flicked it underarm, and I'm fishing probably this far off the bank, probably 3 rod lengths down from where I am now. So that one's on the money. I've put over quite a bit of bait, probably about 1.5 kilos of bait over that, but all fruit and nut, no OG fish. That's all fruit and nut left hand rod. And then obviously the 2 in front of me is 9-2, so 9 wraps and 2, and I've marked it down so it's absolutely on point to the inch, and I've literally catapulted out the baits and scattered them all across that thing, and a lot of them have been landing on the island, but I'd rather get them rather get them nice and tight, and then sort of then they fall short. I'd rather them land on the island. So that's what I'm doing. We're giving it to a whole way across, but then I've been mixing, so I've had fruit and nut and OG fish over there. So yeah, playing about, hopefully produces. So I haven't seen a fish since I've mentioned earlier, but would be lovely to bag a few. And there was also some guys that buy bait from the from us, so they popped down. I had a good chat with them. Josh Pack, so yeah, good to see him. And Jordan, I think the other gentleman. So yeah, it was just there. It was nice to see them too and meet them finally. It was a pleasure. They were fishing up the other end last night, and apparently there was nobody on this bank. There was a guy right over there, but they had 5 between them, so fair plays, lads. And they were fishing over OG fish, and they had, like I said, 5 fish between them. The gentleman over the back there, and this is what the lads told me as well, the gentleman sort of, so you've got the island that comes round, you've got the swim on the end, he's been there 3 days and he's had nothing. 3 days. So that's a little bit worrying, because literally I'm just around the corner from him. I don't want to be here 2 days and have nothing, so I'm going to keep locked onto the water, keep you posted, and come on the OG fish, and come on the OG fruit and nut. So it's just coming up to 5 o'clock and I'm getting hungry. So tonight's dinner, I've just chopped up a potato there into bits and added a bit of water. It was a Hello Fresh meal, it was burgers, but I forgot the buns, typical Ben style. So I've got this here, so obviously beef for the burgers, so I'm going to probably throw that in the block. Some breadcrumbs, probably just throw that in. Tomatoes, I'm going to throw them in. Got a chilli, mayo, I'll put that on after. Got a couple of Scotch bonnets there, so I'm going to definitely probably chuck them in. I don't even know what this is. Throw that in all. some herbs, some wine vinegar. I didn't even bring the instructions, so it's going to be bung it in Ben. Nah, it's going to be my dinner. I'll keep you posted. Wow, there it is. Bit of mayo on top. That's the dinner for that is my dinner. I've had a mouthful. My mouth's on fire. I'm loving it. So I'm going to sit back now, enjoy that, and watch the water in front of me. Look at that. Through them first few mouthfuls, that was absolutely banging. Stuff now. Oh, that was a little show just over there. That's just to the right of the spot. Come on, the carp, come on. Well, it's definitely getting colder. It really is over here now. Another coffee, warm the cockles. And there's fish showing over here. I picked up that common earlier jumping. Madness, they've sort of been, it's almost come alive. So it's a real good sign, but no fish as of yet. Right, well, it is 7:45, getting cold. There's fish boshing loads in the middle. I mean, I was standing back, no light on, just watching the water. My eyes were adjusting. You can just see them over and over and over again in that middle section. It's absolutely crazy. I've seen a couple show in front of me. T's behind me. He's actually turned up, and he's fishing in sort of the bowl on big haze. So it might be that I can get some footage of his fish if he has any good ones, and I'll let you know. So for now, I'm going to get an early night. I think, as like I said earlier, I'm absolutely knackered. I've been up since early hours this morning. I never really got a nap in earlier, to be fair. So yeah, I'm going to get some sleep now. Hopefully I get woken up by a fish very soon. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, I've ridden planet for a while. First blood. Yes! Let's get her up and see what it looks like. Right, wow. There's the first one for me. Long old torpedo thing, probably about 15 pounds, something like that. Absolutely tore off and gave me a right merry dance. This was on the fruit and nut rod. Steam coming off him, look at that. Right, well, first blood for me. Hopefully this is the first of many. But there she is, look at that. Thank you very much. Let's get you back. Come on, the fruit and nut. Yes. So now I know they're feeding. I've just put the spod rod up to the same wraps as my rod, 9.2. I've catapulted a load more of the fruit and nut up. Obviously I'm fishing a mixture. So now, that crumb I said earlier, I'm going to give, sorry about the terrible video, but I'm going to get out a load of this crumb and see if that really gets them going. Let's give that a whiz. Rod's back out on the money, and I've just topped up with quite a bit of bait with a spom there, so fingers crossed. It's probably going to take a little bit longer for a bite now. I'm going to clean up and go from there. Oh, that all went really quiet last night. It's about 6 o'clock now, but T's just called me. He said, "Ben, get them rods in. I've got a chunk in the net." So I'm going to head up now, get my rods in, and see if I can get some footage of this big common he's got. Go on, T. Sorry to jump straight into this video, guys. Just before I show you T's fish, what I am going to do is, guys, a couple of videos ago I said to you guys, the subscribers of the channel, and said if you comment down below the source, I will give away one of our new products, the source. So what I'm going to do is I've put your comments into a random name generator. I'm going to hit it in a second. I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to see who has won. And what I'm going to do is, whoever wins, I'm going to send it out to you. Please get at me via a DM on Parker Baits on my personal Instagram, and we'll get this sent out, like I said, free of charge. So let's turn the camera around and see. So here it is. So you've got in there the source. Anybody who's commented the source, random name generator, comment generator, sorry. 107 comments there. Let's press start on here. Scroll down so you can see who the winner is. Boom. There it is. S7 Designs. So if you please get in contact with us, mate, via our Parker Baits or my personal, and we'll get that out for you. You can choose, go on the website, choose which one you want, whether that be the fruit and nut or the OG fish one, and like I said, get at us. Well done, smashed it, and thanks for entering our competition. Let's get back to the video. Right then, guys, so this is T's peg. This is where he's fishing. Look at this. There he is, the little baldy. My T's only went and done it again. Look at that, let me get this camera right. So what was it, just over £30 in the end, mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course, 30-12.
Well done, mate. OG fruit and nut, over a bed he's fin fishing. And like I say, big haze, get in there, mate, smashed it, yeah, again. Be days.
Much dignified releases.
Well done, mate, smashed it yet again. Go on, T-Bone. Oh, only T would go in catch a 30 on his first fish. What a tank that thing was. What a tank. Right, well, I'm back at my swim now, and I've got to get these rods back out, so get in there, T. Fruit and nut, baby. Boom, that is the rods back out on the money. Happy with them. And they are. Moved them slightly over because that's where I put a lot of bait out with the spom yesterday, because I've looked at my eye mark. Obviously I couldn't see all this yesterday, it was pitch black in the night time. That there I can see very obviously, so that's where I've got two rods, one here, one just here, and quite a lot of bait around it. I'm probably going to put another couple of spoms up now just to top it up, and then sit back for the duration. The gentleman next door has also said to me, I'm keeping my voice down, he's leaving at 1 o'clock, and last night I've never seen so many fish in the middle of the lake. And I mean, honestly, rhinoceros after rhinoceros after rhinoceros was just showing in that middle section. So I've also got the option, if I haven't had any fish between now and 1, to move to that peg. So that's at the back of my mind. I'm going to keep you posted and sort of keep locked onto the water and let the fish tell me what to do. So coffee time now. There's a guy who's rocked up next to me and he's going to go in the end peg, I think. So the decision is now, like I said, I've got a good few hours or a couple of hours to think. I'm getting cleared out by the swans over here as well, even though my rods are over here at the moment. It's wherever I move over to the left, and like I said, and I'm going to say it again, last night they were showing to high heaven in that front, that middle section. And the lads that were here, who give me a bit of info the night before, again were saying they were showing in that middle section the night before I was even here. So they're obviously holding up in that centre bit, but there's also other people I've just rocked up the other side and they're all then going to fish the middle. So right, that's ready to go now, so I'm going to have my coffee, sit back, and like I said, read the water. two swims over to the left and over to the right. Them two are empty. Oh no, it was a guy, he's rocked up, he's just put a bucket in now. But they left this morning. People on for obviously little quick 24s. But he's definitely going in that middle area there. It's kind of put me off going in that middle now. And when I think about things, I had one fish last night, and the guy next door had one fish last night, so it's not like he's had loads. So that's toying on my mind at the moment. I don't know what you guys would do. Get in the comments down below. I'm going to sit back and just watch the lake unfold really. People rocking up. You bet your life ain't going to be long, and that peg's going to be gone as well. And also the gentleman next door is spomming to the left. He's also borrowed some bait. He said, I said about the bait to him. He said, I said try some. So it'd be interesting to see whether he nicks one next door. That would be brilliant if he does. Right, so there it is guys, second one for me. Absolutely buzzing with this one. This was on the fruit and nut rod again. Really close to that island, and I'm fishing probably sort of on a bivvy, so very tight, keeping that bait in a sort of a very close area. Two rods on the spot. I'm actually going to move that left hand rod over now to the island, the one that I was fishing on the margin last night. But really happy with this one. I'll quickly show the other side. Well, midday now. Sort of that infamous same view again. And you can see from the swim here, that's where I'm fishing. Again, I know Nick and Mark are going to be watching this saying, oh, he's out of his magic fingers again. But yeah, that's where I'm fishing to there, and then further up the bank there's that overhanging tree, which is where my right hand rod, that rod was over there, but I've obviously moved it. So that's where I'm at, and that's the update for now. Hopefully the fish drop down and start feeding, because there's plenty of bait out there now. I really did give them a bit after that, probably a bit too much maybe, but there's plenty of fish in here, so I'm just going to keep sat back and locked on. So 2 o'clock now, but what I've done is I've just redone them 2 rods there, but they're perfect. You might just about see my phone, but yeah, they're absolutely on the money. So I'm going to leave it at that, and hopefully I've done that earlier, so when they move in this evening my bait's already there and I'm not disturbing it. It's going to do its job, and I shouldn't need to top up after every fish. There's plenty of bait out there to keep them there rooting around for a long time. And I keep saying to you about that right hand to where the swans are, there's a little tree overhanger about a foot off it to the left, And that is my right hand rod. Wind's starting to pick up now, heading down the other end. The gentleman next to me's gone. He was a nice bloke, we had a good chat. This is still vacant. There's a gentleman in there. Someone also turned up over there, and a fish is just shown over there. Another gentleman has turned up over there, and he's a nice bloke as well. So yeah, look at that sky, beautiful. Gnarly, mate. Swan is doing me in over the back there. I don't think he's getting much though. It doesn't look like he's sort of putting his head back and swallowing anything. So it shows that it's at least a couple of foot over there. Yeah, see, he's not getting anything, I don't think. Hopefully he moves off. That wind's slowly starting to slacken off now. It's been quite windy the last, I don't know, couple of hours, pushing down this way. So yeah. Early lunch, brunch, whatever you want to call it, / dinner. Starving. Well, it's dinner, isn't it, really? Rice, chicken, and a Scotch bonnet I've just cut up in there, and I've just had a mouthful, and I'm on fire, but it's a good fire, so I'm going to enjoy that. Maybe have a coffee after, and keep watching. Right, wow, a little check-in. It is 10 to 6 now. T's had nothing. I just got off the phone to him. He's had nothing. The guy down from me's had nothing. The people up from me, he's been here since Tuesday. He's had nothing. Or sorry, no, he's had 2. Guys over, like I said, I haven't seen him, but they've been spotting in that. But I have started seeing a few fish show just to the left of me, which is a good sign. But yeah, had my dinner earlier. I'm going to probably get an early-ish night tonight, and then maybe get up early hours and sort of watch the water, etc. But it would be nice for them to just start moving in now and just having a proper feed. You know, I've been here 24 hours. The bait's established. We need to start getting down on it now. I've put enough out, so hopefully I ain't done my spotting. But hopefully tonight I produces a few fish off that spot. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to need to top up. I'm not going to top up really. I'm literally just going to grab a fish, put the rod straight back out, because there's plenty of bait for them out there. So that's the plan of action. Like I said, just coming up to 6 o'clock, and hopefully it switches on like it did last night, and I can bag a few before I go in the morning. I'm off tomorrow early. I think it's 9 o'clock I've got to be off in the morning. I've got to go out and got various things I've got to do tomorrow. So yeah, I'll keep you posted. Fingers crossed, next time you see me I've got a fish in the bank. So I've got a common there, probably about, I don't know, £12. I'm just going to unhook that and let it go. Don't even know what the time is, but I need to get these rods back out. So one's done the other rod, so quicker the better really. Let's have it. Oh, it's a bit earlier than I thought, to be honest. It's just gone up past 12, so I must have had to run about 11:30. I've been up the last hour. What I've done is I've wiped out all my rods in the end. So the 2 right hand rods I've put where I had the fish, and the left hand rod I keep it here and bosh it in that middle. So I've kept it the same wraps, but I found a gap in the tree line, and I've just put 8 spoms over this gap in the tree line, and literally cast my rod at the gap of the tree line. So bit of eye work, but it's roughly where they're showing. But fish number 3 for me, happy with that. Just be lovely to get into that bigger stamp of fish. But stay tuned guys, because tomorrow what I'm going to do is I am going to give away 24 hours free fishing away, which will be Todber in a couple of weeks time. I'm going to explain in a little bit more detail, and I'm also for that person, because I can't do the full 48, so I'm going to do 24, and that person can then jump in my swim behind me, and then I will give them 5 kilo of bait as well, of fruit and nut. It'll probably be fruit and nut I'm probably going to bring, 5 kilo as well, free of charge, including the 24 hours free of charge. And I'll talk about that in more depth before I finish this video. So that's the update for now. Fingers crossed I get into some absolute whackers in the night. I'll see you in a bit. Right, well, it's 10 to 3. Fish number 4. You can see the little red topper there out of his mouth. That's on the OG fish. On the rod out to the left in open water,
It's funny how that rod's went. But I'm going to unhook it. I'm not going to lift this one up again because it's not the biggest one in the world, but yeah, let's get this one back. Happy days. Get the rod back out. Well, my phone's dead. The wind's changed opposite direction. I had 4 fish in the end last night. Well, in total. And I've got about half an hour and I need to be off the lake. Like I said, I'll definitely check in before I leave. I'm going to slowly start packing down the gear now. Hopefully I can nick one before I leave because there's still been fish boshing out there. Oh, knackered, the horrible bit now. Gutted. Carpy shoes on. Let's start packing away. Look at that, carnage in the swim. God. Right then guys, that is me back in the car, all packed up, and now for the hour and 20 minute drive home, something like that. But what I wanted to say is, guys, as promised in this video, I did mention something about giving away a free 24 hours. So what I'm going to do is, I think it's the 6th and the 7th. I'm doing this off the top of my head because my battery's died. So 6th and 7th, which is of November, which is a Friday, Saturday. Again, I will put in the description down below exactly how this is going to work. But what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm doing the 24. I've booked 48 on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give, for family reasons, I've got to go back and I've got to enjoy the rest of the day with the family. But I've got 24 hours left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away that 24 hour free of charge. If you come down, you can jump straight in my peg, obviously fish my spots. I'll tell you where I'm fishing. Hopefully I've had a few by that point. And I'm also going to give that person 5 kilo of bait absolutely free as well. So there's a couple of things. You must be subscribed to the YouTube channel. That's the first one, and the second thing is you must comment down free 24. So anybody that's commented down below free 24 will then be put into a random name generator. I'm going to pick one of them free 24s, and then that person can then come jump in my swim as I leave, because I think I'm leaving from 9 o'clock, so then you'll have through till 9 o'clock the next day. But again, I will clarify the times and dates down below, because when this video goes live, that will give people now a week to get at me and start entering. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably do the draw on something like a Thursday, so then people have got plenty of time and they know if they're coming or not. So 5 kilo of bait free of charge, free 24 down below, and that is how you're going to be able to enter this one, guys. Apologies, it was the longest video in the world, but 4 in the end, so I'm happy with that. I really am. Shame they want no 20s, which is a bit frustrating, but then I was fishing little haze, so the stamp of fish in there are slightly smaller. So I'm going to leave it at that. So what I will say is, guys, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward, guys. And last but not least, if you're not already, make sure you go over and give us a thumbs up to our Parker Baits on Facebook, and make sure you smash that follow button on Instagram. Peace out, and I'll see you next time, Sunday 7:30. All the best.